Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today's lesson is going to be on PEMDAS, otherwise known as Order of Operations. So first, I want to break down this acronym. So whenever you're doing Order of Operations, there's an acronym called PEMDAS, and our P stands for parentheses. Now, this is the order in which you want to solve the problem. The E stands for exponent. The M stands for multiplication. The D stands for division. The A stands for addition. And the S stands for subtraction. Okay, so this whole acronym is called PEMDAS. And so we're going to do a few problems now to show you how this works. And then you can get some practice on this with the worksheet that I will upload to Google Classroom. All right, so first example, here we go. We have 4 times 3 minus 2 plus 6 plus 4 times 2. Okay, so according to the order of operations rule, you want to start in the parentheses first. Notice inside the parentheses, you still have to follow the order. So should we start 6 plus 4 or 4 times 2? According to PEMDAS, multiplication comes before addition. So we want to start 4 times 2, which gives us 8. And then we want to add 6 to our 8, which gives us 14. Now, we could bring down the plus. Now, let's go to the left side. 4 times 3, which is 12. And we bring down our minus 2. So now our problem is 12 minus 2 plus 14. 12 minus 2 is 10 plus 14. So our total is going to be 24. Now notice if you see how I skipped from, I started off to the right, then I went to the left 4 times 3, and I just brought down the negative 2. Because in PEMDAS, you want to take care of the parentheses, the exponents, multiplication, and division first. Now notice the adding and subtracting, I brought that down, the negative 2, and then brought down the plus sign, which was the plus to 14. And then from there, you just add and subtract from left to right. Let's do another one. So let's say we have 25 divided by 4 plus 1 times 3 plus 6 minus 1. So first rule is parentheses. So since you have 2 parentheses, you can decide which parentheses you want to start off first. So let's do the bottom. So we're going to bring 25 down, divided by the parentheses. 4 plus 1 is 5. And then we're going to do times. And then we're going to put the 3 here. And then let's do the parentheses. 6 minus 1, which is 5. So that's 3 plus 5. Now, if we solve our problem, and I'm going to slide the screen down. Perfect. 25 divided by 5 gives us 5. Now, notice it was multiplied by the 3. So 5 times 3 gives us 15 plus, bring down the 5 here, and that is going to give us 15 plus 5, which is 20. And that would be our final answer. So notice with these, you just want to make sure you start with parentheses, and then you can kind of jump around as long as you're following the order, like multiplying, dividing. As long as you add and subtract last, you should be okay. And that's the general rule. Add and subtract last from your left to your right. And then let's do one more problem that has an exponent here. And I'm going to go ahead and erase. Okay, so here's a problem with the exponent. And you'll see how this works. Okay, here we go. So let's say we have 5 plus 3 squared all over 4 plus 3 times negative 1. Okay, so notice our parentheses is right in front of us, 5 plus 3, which gives us 8. And I'm going to write it down here, so that's done. We have to square the 8. So 8 times 8 gives us 64. And so now we have to, and I'm going to come back up to this part here. So now with the 64, we have to, let me erase some of this part here from the last problem. Okay, 64, when we divide 64 divided by 4, if you need to do long division on that to the side, you can do it over here. 4 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. Bring down 6 minus 4 is 2. Bring down the 4. 4 goes into 24 6 times, so that's going to be 16 plus. Now, if you notice in our initial problem, it just says 3 times negative 1. So 3 times negative 1 is going to be a negative 3. So 16 plus negative 3 gives us, I'm going to write it right here, 13. So notice you kind of have to jump around on some of these, but we start with parentheses, which gave us 8. We did the exponent, 8 times 8, 64. We divided 64 divided by 4, which gave us 16. And then we added, but we didn't add the 16 to the second block yet. We multiplied the 3 times a negative 1, which gave us a negative 3. Then we added the 16 from our left chunk to the negative 3, which was our right chunk, and our total answer was 13. So again, this is order of operations, and I hope this video will be helpful for you, and I did post it on Google Classroom as well.